If you actually talk to anybody who is actually struggling with their relationship with food, it's never about the weight. Of course they will talk everything about that because that's a facade.
A Sankarshan Joshi trip.
Now let's say if there is an obese person who has had issues with food and then food addiction, and so if the inner voice is about guilt and shame, like what happens is that this person, the only way this person can get himself to work out is by saying damaging things like you fat fuck, like you like, oh you're so fat, like you're so ugly, like you need to go work out. So oh, you had a donut, so let's so you are starving yourself for the rest of the day. It's like it's more on a guilt shame punishment, like guilt shame punishment. It's like me working out, the whole motive is not to feel healthy or get fit. It is like a punishment, like it is driven. So when your self-talk is driven by shame and guilt, like the actions are very self-harming and they're very unhealthy. Like, do I make sense?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to understand from what you're saying is that when you're driven by this critical voice inside that's kind of telling you that you're not good for anything,
Yes.
your behaviors would always be to sort of uh, immediately and directly tell this voice that, hey, no, this is this,
Yeah.
or to sort of agree with it, saying that yeah, I'm good for nothing, you know, I am going to be this obese person. And so especially when it comes to issues with eating, or relationship with eating, when it comes to anorexia and uh, starving yourself or just not giving, it basically stems from a feeling of not being good enough, that you're not good enough to even deserve the meal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like deep down it's never about the weight. If you actually talk to anybody who is actually struggling with their relationship with food, it's never about the weight. Of course they will talk everything about that because that's a facade, but deep down it is about much deeper
I
things,
don't think
it's
even they
about,
are aware of that. Like initially, when you said about dealing with addiction, like the first part is like awareness and acceptance, right? Like me, like being aware that I have a alcohol problem or I have a food problem. So yeah, like I don't think a lot of people are even aware of that.
yeah, it takes a while to get to that place of insight, unless and until it does something so damaging to us. Sometimes what happens is that we need physical evidence that it is so most of the people, like let's say most of the clients who would come to the rehab, especially with alcohol, would be older men,
Hmm.
because they have now been diagnosed with liver cirrhosis or a fatty liver, or they've had issues with the heart, and things like that, and the doctor has asked them to stop but they're unable to stop, so the family just brings them in.